California shoplifting suspect surprised that stealing from a store is now a felony. What? New laws. That's what we're doing. California pushing back on the shoplifting just a scooch. How's this going to go? Let's get into it. Here we go.
New laws. Stealing is a felony. And this is Orange County. They don't play.
No, they don't play. Repeat, shoplifters here in California are learning the hard way that Prop 36 is now in effect. Seal Beach Police releasing that video highlighting a recent retail theft and to promote the changes brought up by Prop 36, which now creates stricter penalties for organized theft. This video is part of the department's Don't Steal in Seal social media campaign and highlights 3 people who stole over $1,600 worth of merchandise.
You want to check out a more complete version along with these boots were made for walking? Check out the Seal Beach Police Instagram account. They've got a pretty good rendition of that. So an alleged shoplifter got quite the surprise when she found out some shoplifting offenses are now considered a felony in California. It's a felony? I mean, these kids are so young. They're so young. Video shows one of the women saying, and yet they're just stealing thousands and thousands of dollars worth of goods. Biatch, new laws, the suspect next to her replies as they sit handcuffed in the back of a patrol car. Stealing is a felony, and this Orange County biatch, they don't play. Oh. So they know that stealing is a felony, but that's not the point. The point is that now the laws have changed. Oh, we can't do that. Little pushback. This is California. Things have just gotten so wildly out of control. Surveillance video shared Sunday by the Seal Beach Police Department shows 3 women walking into an Ulta beauty store, perusing the shelves, then nonchalantly leaving with around $648 worth of stolen merchandise. Another video allegedly shows the same 3 women going inside a Kohl's store where they allegedly theft around $1,000 worth of merchandise. So a quick $1,700 out the window. Body cam video shows police officers chasing the women and ultimately arresting them. A friendly reminder that Proposition 36, which increases punishments for some retail theft and drug possession offenses, went into effect Wednesday morning in California. Seal Beach Police Department wrote on Instagram, "Don't steal in Seal." Now, while California is cracking down on crime with tougher penalties under Proposition 36, it's clear that we're living in uncertain times, economically and socially. So with inflation climbing, government debt piling up, and policy shifting overnight, the real question is, how do you protect what you've worked so hard to build? It's exactly why I trust 𝗪𝗏𝗘𝗠𝗏𝗧𝗏, sponsor of today's video. To help secure my savings with gold and silver, 𝗪𝗏𝗘𝗏𝗧𝗏 has been a trusted name for over 27 years, handling $3 billion in transactions and earning thousands of 5-star reviews. They make investing in gold and silver simple and secure. In times like these, when crime is rising and government policies are unpredictable, precious metals are one of the most reliable ways to safeguard your wealth. Don't wait until it's too late to take action. Call 𝗪𝗏𝗘𝗠𝗏𝗧𝗏 today at 855-271-1871 or visit trylear.com/reasonable to get your free wealth protection kit. No obligation, just the information you need to shield your savings from inflation and instability. And here's the best part. If you open a qualified account, 𝗪𝗏𝗘𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 will give you up to $15,000 in bonus coins to help you get started. That's 855-271-1871. Take control of your financial future today and make sure your money is as secure as your values. So Proposition 36, super interesting from the standpoint of the people supported it. Gavin Newsom did not. Yeah. I mean, this is just one of those things where you're like, make this make sense. Proposition was a rightward swing of the California political pendulum. A decade ago, voters eased criminal penalties for certain crimes under 2014's Proposition 47. You've heard me talk about Proposition 47 a million times. This is what basically brought a whole bunch of criminal activity into the misdemeanor range, changed it from felony. So now we're going back to bitch, that's a felony, right? Which was pitched as both a cost-saving measure and a more effective way to combat crime by focusing dollars on treatment instead of incarceration. Now, I'm all for helping people get treatment, but you know what? There's also a fine line where all of these misguided folks in these big blue cities, big blue states, they all think that, you know what, if we just don't incarcerate the criminals, this will work out. And it literally hasn't, has it? It's gone the opposite way. I mean, one of my last podcasts was literally it's on the private channel. You got two pimps having a shootout on Saturday afternoon at like 1:30 in the afternoon, just off of Aurora Avenue North. And one guy drives up in a Jeep and he literally just unloads his handgun on this Maserati with big pimp rims because it was two pimps going after each other. The one pimp was actually just shooting at the Maserati of the other one. Check that out on the private channel. I mean, it's just, it's literally Grand Theft Auto and Escape from New York mixed together, but it's in Seattle, right? It's in Seattle. So then during the pandemic, the rate of shoplifting and commercial burglaries skyrocketed. Remember that? Just all of a sudden, shoplifting to the moon. That was crazy. It's like somebody's got the memo sent out. It's like Joe Biden sent out the memo and just said, hey, all you shoplifters out there, go for it. World's your oyster. Get after it, boys and girls. And now that pendulum is swinging back where California has gone, you know what? Maybe that wasn't such a good idea. Maybe, just maybe, we need to incarcerate some of these criminals. We need to make them think about, maybe shoplifting isn't the greatest idea in the world, and maybe you'll actually do some time for it. During the pandemic, the rate of shoplifting and commercial burglary skyrocketed, especially in Los Angeles, Alameda, is that how you pronounce that? Alameda, San Mateo, and Sacramento County. Statewide, reported shoplifting of merchandise worth of up to $950 soared 28% over the past 5 years. And it's probably way more than that. But California has been subjected to this for years and years and years. So nobody's calling in all of these shoplifting incidents. Nobody's calling in all of this stuff. They're just not. This stuff is not being accounted for. So according to the Public Policy Institute of California, that's the highest observed level since 2000. I think all of the numbers are way, way higher. The books are being cooked because if the public was, to find out what the real numbers are, there would be concern. There would be concern. I have great concern that we're losing all of our stores because they're closing down because they can't make a go of it because they're getting shoplifted, and you got a bunch of whacked out nut jobs running around shoplifting and selling the stolen goods. And tell me that's not just an accurate portrayal of what's happening. Combining shoplifting with commercial burglaries. So I think you've got two kind of, separate things going on. You've got commercial burglaries or people just, they're doing this for a living. And then you've got other people who are doing it to support a drug habit. And I think, the distribution is probably pretty even because so many of these people are shoplifting something off of a stolen list. They bring it to their fence gets it, they go sell it wherever, or people just sell it on these, open air street markets, like in Seattle, where you keep having all the stabbings happening in the International District, South 12th Street and South Jackson Street and 12th Avenue South. Combining shoplifting with commercial burglaries, the Institute's researchers found that total reported thefts were 18% higher than in 2019. Not shocking. None of this is shocking. What happens when you just allow people to shop willy-nilly? What happens? They continue to do it, and they do it in greater levels until they get stopped, until there's some pushback. That pushback came in the form of Proposition 36 that just went into law. Proponents said the initiative is necessary to close legal loopholes that have made it challenging for law enforcement to punish shoplifters and drug dealers. What's crazy is you're going to have a bunch of people pushing back. Don't put the criminals in jail. Why are we working so hard in these big blue cities to protect the criminals. Why are we making criminals into victims in today's society? Right? Why are we doing that? I mean, it's absolutely nuts. Daniel Penny, one of the prime examples of that. Let's put him up on murder. He's holding a guy that's been smoking way too much K2. The guy's just absolutely tripped out. He's threatening to kill everybody on the subway, New York subway.
When a speeding driver...
Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg decides, well, hey, that guy killed somebody. Yeah, he killed a whacked out homeless nut job on a train threatening to kill a bunch of people. And he put him in a headlock. We need more guys like that, not fewer. And prosecuting people like that, that just indicates that your head is right up your ass. I'm sorry, it just is. Opponents, including Democratic state leaders and social justice groups, said it'll disproportionately imprison poor people and those with substance use issues rather than target ringleaders who hire large groups of people to steal goods for resale online. Well, if you go after everybody, then your numbers should drop. They should drop because you're going to have fewer and fewer people willing to shoplift. Shoplift? No way. If I'm going to get a couple of years for shoplifting, I'm not doing it. Laws changed, biatch, right? The initiative will also take away drug and mental health funding that comes from savings from incarcerating fewer people. I'm sorry, what? This is California. Never mind. You just got to kind of move on, right? Californians for Safety and Justice. Who are you? I haven't seen you. A nonprofit that seeks to reduce prison and jail spending estimated that Proposition 36 will add 130,000 more people to California jails each year. About 100,000 of them held in jail before trial, and about 30,000 serving one-year sentences after their convictions. If they are criminals, they belong in jail. Period. So 130,000 more people to California jails? Okay, well, that's better than them running around our stores stealing from them, right? It's better than them running around shooting each other, right? I mean, is this where they belong? Are you saying 130,000 people that should be in jail aren't in jail because of a proposition? It sounds that way. About 100,000 of them held in jail before trial and 30,000 serving one-year sentences after their convictions. Okay, am I supposed to feel good, bad, better, or indifferent after those statements? If criminals are going to jail, then I am okay with that. I am 100% okay with that. That's where they need to be. That's where criminals go. This whole notion of, well, these laws are racist and we got too many people going to jail. Put the people breaking the laws in jail and things will get better. Oh, Sean, that's not going to work. Well, you know what? Try me.
As far as the charges,
Know what I mean? Try me. Let's give it a whirl. Let's give it a whirl. And then you'll have these geniuses in the back of the car. I mean, these are kids that, the one girl is slightly older. Is she maybe 16, 17? And this one here is maybe 13, 14. I mean, they're young kids that have been taught, hey, you can go out and steal in a store in California and nobody's going to say anything to you. And now it's a felony? I mean, you feel sorry for these kids, but there's got to be a point in time where reality meets up with situation on the ground, and this is what you get. Hey, you shoplift. You shoplift a bunch of stuff. You're not shoplifting a sandwich. They had $1,700 worth of stuff between the three of them, right? That's not a sandwich. That's not a sandwich out of need. And none of these girls were dressed like they were in need, were they? No, they weren't wearing dirty clothes. They were all wearing very fashionable stuff. They were shoplifting because it's been made easy. And everybody's told them you won't do any time. But apparently the older one knows that, oh, geez, this isn't good. Proposition 37, new laws. So they're just being made an example of. And you know what? It's about time. This is about time that this happened. And you're going to have a bunch of pushback on this, but whatever. You're going to have pushback on anything where you actually hold people accountable. All right. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for being here. SEAL Police Department. You guys are doing work. Thanks again. Bye for now.